Buff Nation, what's going on? It's looking like the Buffs have picked up another scholarship tight end. I'm going to break it all down for you guys. Of course, be sure to smash that like and subscribe. We're on our way to 8,000 subs. And of course, enjoy your comments. Please post below. But this has been an interesting one. If I ever get new information, I always try and come out and correct myself if I might have gotten something wrong in the past. We were talking about tight ends a little bit last week. I know somebody commented with some of the names of who I thought were the walk-on tight ends, and it looks like maybe Charlie Williams is now a scholarship tight end for the Buffs, because I noticed that today. I always try to look at this over every few days just to make sure that there's not anything that I miss. And I noticed that Charlie Williams, although he committed to join the Buffs, transferring from UNLV back in like mid-April, I noticed that now he's listed on the 24/7 website as one of the transfers. And with how I take this is that usually they're only putting guys on here that are under scholarship. So you guys correct me if I'm wrong with this. Now, the Buffs scholarship chart by Brian Howell hasn't been updated, so this is going to be something to keep an eye on as well. But I think that with 24/7 having Charlie Williams on here, again, with it being like a month and a half after he's committed, this would point to me that he is going to be a scholarship tight end for us. So if you guys aren't too familiar with him, let's go ahead and turn on the tape and the highlights and learn a little bit more about him. So give me 1 second, and I think we'll be good to go. We'll be good to run these highlights. So from Aspen, okay, and did play a postgraduate year over at IMG Academy in 2022. He was part of the 2023 class. Hey, nice little ability to get upfield, that little screen or flat play right there. 6'4", 240 pounds now. So I would imagine he's going to be adding some weight this offseason as well. Maybe he can get to that 6'4", 250-pound range eventually. And again, playing a post-grad year at IMG Academy on the post-grad team, I wasn't able to find any stats. I've been looking for like an hour to try and find some of his stats from IMG. No luck. So if you guys got those, point me in that direction of where you guys found him. But again, I really like this. I'll go ahead and rewind here. Look at how he blocks this guy right here. Just totally lays him out. Is able to take the contact, still stay up straight, and then level the guy. I think that he's a nice little all-around tight end. So has some ability to get downfield, and I think he shows himself as a serviceable blocker as well. Now, I do think that Sam Hart and Louis Passarello, they're going to have the first stab and the first shots at those first team reps and getting reps in on game day. But I like the type of athlete that he is. The only thing I was able to see on 24/7 was that he had one offer coming out of high school scholarship wise, and that was for UNLV. Again, when he first came over here, I was assuming that he was coming on as a walk-on. So that might have just been my mistake, but I think that he's an all-around tight end, from what I see. Granted, this is just highlight film, but he's somebody that shows a willingness. Not only is he physically able to do it, but I think he shows a willingness to block and stay engaged, and a guy that can get downfield rather quickly. I think he moves pretty well for a big guy. Again, 6'4", 240 pounds or so. And you probably have noticed this. He's not somebody that always goes down on first contact. This was one of my favorite plays, seeing him take this like squib kick. I forget if he takes it back to the house or not. No, but is able to get like a 30-40 yard return there, and somebody that you can line up as an inline tight end, or you can motion him outside to the slot. And again, I really like this route right there. It was too bad that it was incomplete, but I think that he provides some nice versatility. Again, when we got some guys in here, such as Louis Passarello, or for instance, like now Charlie Williams, they're the types of players, in my opinion, that don't cue the defense on like if this is going to be a runner or pass. They could be in either way. And that's kind of what I like with the running back room we have developing now with Dallin Hayden or Isaiah Gustive. Heck, maybe Michael Welsh gets into the rotation quite a bit this year, especially down the stretch. We'll just have to see. But a guy that I think it isn't as common as people think to have a tight end that can run more than just the flat routes. Okay. So a guy that can get downfield, kind of like the first guy that I was kind of reminded of when looking at his tape here from IMG was Jared Wiley, over from TCU, now draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe not as fast as Jared Wiley. We'll have to see. But I think a guy that, again, shows tenacity, a willingness to block, and that's really what you need. It was a bummer that Shimon Mateer didn't work out, but I think we got some guys here with some interesting potential. I wouldn't expect Charlie Williams to have a prominent role on this offense right now, but who am I to say? Maybe he's the guy that surprises this year. Now, I have said earlier, like I haven't put too much stock in like our walk-on tight ends, just because there was a lot that kind of had to go wrong between transfers out and injuries before Mikey Harrison kind of got his chance. But now, as it appears that to me that Charlie Williams is going to be a scholarship guy, this is something to keep an eye on. I think that, again, when you're given a scholarship, it does show belief and commitment to whatever player that is. And that's not something that we should just shrug away. Same with Charlie Offerdahl. They didn't have to give him a scholarship for his final year here at CU, but they chose to do that. And that's something to take note of. Maybe he can crack the rotation as well this year. We'll just have to see. But overall, I think that even though he redshirted at UNLV, that was a year for him to be in the weight room. Now he's like 2 years removed from normal high school, took that postgraduate year at IMG, then redshirted this past year at UNLV. So he's had a couple years to really work on his game, and now he has the chance to put this and realize this work into some nice performances with the whole country watching. You guys know we're going to have a ton of primetime games this year, thanks to Prime and everybody that's rocking at CU. And I think that we could see flashes from him this year. So really interesting athlete. We'll see how he compares to guys who have made transitions from other positions like Morgan Pearson and Savell Smalls. But I like the way that he moves. I know that this film is a little over a year old, but something to keep your eyes on, okay? And I'll monitor this. Right now, I'll say, to me, it looks like he's going to be a scholarship guy. And I'll let you guys know once I confirm that, okay? Or once we find out that this is confirmed. So pretty interesting stuff. Y'all be sure to let me know your thoughts on Charlie Williams in the comments below. Like and subscribe. We're on our way to 8K. And as always, y'all, go Bucs.